Hello and welcome back to the Metal Coffee Shop soundstage at METALCON 2026. We're in Las Vegas and we are on the soundstage sponsored by MetalView with Sherwin-Williams. I'm Heidi Ellsworth. We are so excited. This has been such a great show so far. I know you've been seeing a lot from Karen, but I am lucky to be here with Alan with Intertek. Hello.
Hello, nice to be here with you, Heidi.
So glad to have you. We are bringing all the experts, and I tell you what, Alan is an expert, and when we really start talking about resiliency. So, Alan, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company?
Absolutely. Well, so I am Director of Sustainability with Intertek Building Science Solutions. Yes. So I'm part of our Building and Construction division. I focus on sustainability and resilience, and our broader company that does assurance, testing, inspection, certification, serving the building industry and other industries as well, material manufacturers as well as architects, building developers and building owners.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, Intertek is so well known, but really when you look at sustainability and resiliency, I feel like, Alan, this has been the year, right? This has been the year that they really have started putting resiliency with sustainability, and people are kind of understanding that it's about long-term performance-based materials. Talk to us a little bit about what you're hearing in the industry and just overall in your travels about kind of that mood of the industry and of the contractors and really embracing resiliency.
Well, yeah, there's multiple aspects to that are coming together. One of the things, in addition to my role at Intertek, I also volunteer with the U.S. Green Building Council as the vice chair of the Resilience Working Group.
Oh, wow.
And so we were very involved in integrating resilience requirements into the LEED rating system. So LEED is long time focused on sustainability and building, and now we're integrating resilience as part of that.
Okay.
And so that's a key piece of an industry trend. I also, in my spare time, volunteer with the American Institute of Architects with our Resilience and Disaster Response Committee. And in that committee is actually working with some other committees that are working on decarbonization and energy efficiency and other sustainability aspects within LEED. So integrating that into the architect's responsibility for a comprehensive approach to sustainability and resilience in buildings.
Yeah.
So that's one aspect from the standards and industry association side, but we're also seeing, because you're mentioning about this interesting things happening this year, not all of them good in terms of increased frequency and severity of natural hazard events. And so we're seeing everybody from insurers to commercial building investors, lenders, concerned about risk avoidance in buildings, and so we're seeing increased both voluntary and mandatory considerations of resilience as part of what's required for buildings.
Wow. So it is change, and that's the thing. When we think about the coffee shops, of course, we have everybody from the industry there. We have a lot of contractors out there and erectors who are kind of going, okay, what's happening? But it's being spec'd. You're seeing specifications. You're seeing it obviously in the LEED, and you're really seeing this change in how our buildings last? How are they going to last for us? What are some of the things, just in talking about, I want to talk about metal since we're here at METALCON, and it was really the talk of the town at the beginning of the year. Everybody was talking about it, and I think with a little bit quieter storm season, it kind of got a little bit quieter, but it's not really changing. The need for roofs and siding and buildings that can withstand these storms.
It's the storms, it's wildfires. I mean, the Los Angeles wildfires earlier this year were devastating, and there's still some discussion about it, but it's for people who don't live in that area, they're not hearing about it as much. But I'm hearing lots of discussion in industry about how do we build both residential homes, multifamily, as well as commercial buildings for this, not just the random home out in the woods, but the urban wildland interface and the potential for a wildfire to turn into an urban conflagration. So there's a lot of discussion about how do we make our buildings and our communities and collections of buildings more resilient. And you mentioned hurricanes as
yes,
well.
Exactly.
We had a break this year, not as many bad storms, but that's I think just a part of the fluctuations, natural fluctuations, and we can expect that in the future. And so, buildings in areas subject to tropical storms or tornadic storms, making more resilient exteriors for both wind as well as the heavy water from flooding, storm surge, heavy rainfall.
Yeah, I think it's now. You've walked the show floor. You've been around there. You saw the big building, the barnuminium that was built all of metal. And when I look at that, when I'm walking around it, I'm like, okay, nothing's taking this puppy down.
Yeah.
That is resiliency, like I can't believe. It seems like that kind of building is going to only become more every day. And I mean, it's going to be beautiful what they're doing and how they're fixing it up. And the barnuminiums are such a raise.
Yeah.
And then building with metal. It's pretty cool to see something like that coming up in the middle of METALCON.
Yes, it is. It's really cool to see that. And it's because it's thinking about the systems and what do we need to do from the bones of the building to the cladding and insulation systems and enclosure to make a building that's both more energy efficient, lower carbon impacts, as well as being resistant to the forces of nature, whatever those hazards happen to be: fire, earthquake, floods, wind, and thinking about how do we think as a system to reduce those impacts or make it easier to repair afterwards.
I agree, and I love, I love how involved you are. All of the different committees, and the Intertek is really on the forefront of this. I know how important the testing is, and that we have the right things going there. So talk just a little bit about what you're involved. A lot of different committees. It's great. Intertek has a real commitment to have all of their folks involved. Talk a little bit about that commitment to giving back and to really help this resiliency and sustainability initiatives continue to grow.
So I think it's impressive the way the number of people within Intertek who are engaged in this, working in industry panels on developing standards, quality and durability standards, developing new test methods to do testing, to provide the assurance about product quality, both in terms of individual materials as well as assemblies that make sure that they're working to resist the forces that are that they're subject to. And then also being out in the field, understanding an after action thing to looking at what went wrong with a building and saying what can we learn from that and how can we bring that forward into doing better the next time, as well as addressing existing buildings and saying where are the opportunities for improvement in those buildings. Being out in the field with boots on the ground to understand,
see what's actually happening.
Yeah.
I know, I love it. So talk to me a little bit. You are presenting today. At the end of the day, tell us a little bit about your presentation and what you're going to be talking about.
Yeah, it's a fascinating subject that I have to admit that I'm not a tech person, but I'm fascinated by it. So I started hearing about digital twins and saying, what does this mean? What's a digital twin? And so I started investigating that and finding that there are some really interesting ways to solve problems from design and construction and into operations of buildings using a more integrated technology. And so I'm going to be talking about not as an expert who's done millions of these things, but as a novice who started an inquiry and understanding what do we all need to know about how technology can make our processes better, regardless of where we fit in the life cycle of a building.
I love it. Digital twins, so interesting. Now, for people who aren't here, who aren't going to be able to hear you speak on this today, is this something, where else can they find out more information on that or get in touch with you?
Well, they certainly can get in touch with me. I don't know if you can provide my contact information.
We can.
So certainly can get in touch with me. There's a new organization called the U.S. Prop Tech Council or Property Technology Council, so U.S. Prop Tech Council.
Okay.
And they are bringing together industry and involved people who, from design through operation of buildings, to learn from each other, develop some standards and processes. So I'm excited about what the Prop Tech Council is doing relative to elevating all of our understanding about this and providing some standardization of quality of those types of systems moving forward. So that's one place I would look for that.
Very cool. I wanted more information on that. You and I will be following up
Absolutely.
on that one. That is so cool. This is the kind of stuff that you get at METALCON. I mean, amazing classes, amazing experts. Ellen, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Heidi. It was a pleasure to be here.
So great. And thank you all for listening. We have a lot more interviews coming your way, so stay tuned.